All right, so I'm gonna tap out my lid here to make sure that I have no creasing. I already did the other eye off camera to get the gist of what I wanted to do, and I think I like it. This is completely different to what I would have ever done, so I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. Again, it's not completely done, but we're gonna pop over here and I'm gonna try and remember what I did over here to do over here on this fluffy brush from Makeup Forever. I'm taking A5 and I am tapping this into my outer V, and then I'm going to start doing circular motions to blend it out a little bit. Because this is a pigment palette, I find that you're going to want to put your brush down exactly where you want to deposit the pigment first off, and then you can blend it out. Now that I have that done on the outer V, I'm going to go in and do my inner corner with this as well, using the same technique. And if you can see, I'm leaving the vertical middle part of my eye completely free of product. Just using a little dense round bullet brush from Makeup Forever, I am going to pop into A2 from the Norvina palette, and I'm just going to tap where I want the initial deposit of pigment, and then I'm going to start blending it into the shade that we just put down. Back into A5, I'm just going to blend that all out in circular motions. Now I'm going to dip into B3 and place that a little bit lower on either side. I'm using the Morphe M452. So we're gonna pack, and then we are going to blend. And then when I get to this step, I'm going to kind of close off this halo part right above my crease. I'm using a very, very, very light hand. Then I'm going to pop back into that Makeup Forever bullet brush, tap into B3, and just keep building this up. And then switching my brush to blend. I'm going to dip into E2 and place this right on the very outer corner of my eye, and then start tapping inwards a little bit. Looking back, making sure that everything is the same color and is evenly blended. In all honesty, I'm finding that I like this eye a lot more than I like this eye, so I'm gonna finish up this eye and then go and just do a little bit of correcting to this eye to make it match. I'm going to go in on my Morphe M408, which is a little smudgy guy, dip into D5, and then just coat the center of my eyelid where we didn't put any product, but and just tap that in there, and then work it up into where we closed off that gap, just above my crease. I'm going to dip into a little bit of D2 as well, which is another shimmery metallic shade, and just pop over that. All right, I'm gonna pop off camera and I'm going to pop some lashes and eyeliner on, and I will be right back. Moving on to skin and complexion, I have already prepped and primed my skin after cleansing it, of course. We use the e.l.f. Super Hydrate Moisturizer today. This is infused with hydrating squalene, which is so great for your face. And then I used my Marni Badescu facial spray just to add some more hydration. I used this Hard Candy Scarlet Glow Strawberry Face Serum, and I absolutely love this stuff. It smells so good. And then we used our normal primer, which is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in Universal. Alrighty, so jumping into skin, I am going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in 00 BB Nude. So I'm going to take about 2 pumps on the back of my hand to start with, and just tap into that and start applying this all over my face with my hands first. And then I start blending it in with a sponge. So Milani is very difficult to find from my experience. I don't generally, like, I didn't want to buy it online, so I was just going to live without it, but I had been wanting to try it forever. And so I was in Esteban, which is about 45 minutes away from me, and we popped into the Walmart there, and I obviously went straight to the makeup section. Like, what else would I do? I'm also blending around my nose with the Morphe M173. And so the first thing I saw was the Milani products, and I got so excited. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Fair Beige. I'm going to pop back into that Morphe M173, mix them together on the back of my hand by tapping them, and then get right under my eye. I'm tapping them very, very gently. You need to be careful around your under eyes because that skin is very sensitive and very thin. So I am placing this on all of the high points of my face, and in doing so I'm hitting some of my blemish marks, like up here. I've got a little bit of a break. Okay, so we are jumping into the Morphe blush palette. This is the 8W, the Warm Master. I'm going to pop into the shade Beat on a Morphe M509. Smile and find the apples of my cheeks. And apply there. I am taking the High Impact Highlighter Illuminator from Morphe, and this is in the shade Spark. I got this in an Ipsy bag when I was subscribed to Ipsy, but I'm taking this on my Morphe, surprise, surprise, my Morphe M510 highlighting brush, and I'm just hitting all the tops of my face and literally going ham with this. If it's not giving you that punch of highlight you like, take any sort of spray, facial mist, setting spray, dip your brush into the product, and spray the brush with a setting spray of sorts. And then, boom, 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 you can be seen from outer space. Okay, so popping back into the ABH Pro Pigment palette, I am going to go in with A5, A2, and E2 for my lower lash line. To do that though, to get it as precise as I want and to kind of try and avoid fallout as much as I possibly can, I'm going to go in on this M408, dipping into A2, placing that just underneath A5. I'm going to take this M452 that already has some residual product from prior, from when we did our eyelids, and I'm going to dip into B3, tap off the excess, and just start blending that out. Popping onto the M456 from Morphe, I'm going to dip into E2, Now that I am loving how that is looking, I'm going to take the Morphe M213, my Mario Badescu spray, and D5, which is what we used on the lid. I'm going to spray that, and I'm going to hit my inner corner. Okay, but I'm so, oh, I love this so much. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I love it so much. I forgot I wanted to do this. I'm gonna take the Annabelle 116 white kohl liner, and I'm going to line my lower waterline here. This is just going to make your eyes pop, and up here a little bit wider. I'm going to use the e.l.f. lip lacquer. This used to be clear, but it's not anymore. This is my personal one. And then I'm going to use the Hard Candy Velvet Mousse matte lip color in, there's no shade on it. But I really like this nude, and it's almost out, so I'm going to have to go find a new one. I really don't like that lip liner with this combo. But at the end of the day, I honestly just lined my lips so I wouldn't fuck up. You can always go over with a darker lip liner, which is what I'm going to do. I am going to reline my lips with the Annabelle 405 Demmer. I think that's how you pronounce the name, lip liner. Now my absolute favorite trick for making your lips appear bigger, not that I need it, but I want it, I'm going to pop back in with my M224 concealer brush and a tiny little bit of foundation, tapping out the excess. I'm going to cut in my lower lip. And then blend down. And yes, I'll fix the top as well, but. Alrighty, so that's kind of how I make my lips look a little bit bigger, and to further accentuate them, I use a gloss on top. I need to find a lip gloss for my kid that's in a squeezy tube, because I love using lip gloss, but this is not convenient for me in the slightest.